Each week, American History TV's Real America brings you archival films that help tell the story of the 20th century.
The White House, Washington, D.C., USA. The day, July 2nd, 1964. The occasion, signing into law the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Tonight, I urge every public official, every religious leader, every business and professional man, every working man, every housewife, I urge every American to join in this effort to bring justice and hope to all our people and to bring peace to our land.
1 year has passed since we had the President's Civil Rights Bill enacted into law. And a year ago, we had a program with some of the same people who are here today. Today, we are here to take a look back at this 1 year of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and to look ahead at what may come in other areas for civil rights for all Americans.
We've touched on school desegregation, employment, and public accommodation, but voting, of course, in a democracy is most important.
Right.
We read about 90% or 99% of this country voting, and yet we know that in Selma, that Governor Collins mentioned Selma, the reason we had Selma was because in the state of Alabama, 1/2 of the counties had less than 15% of their Negroes of voting age registered to vote. And in Mississippi, this percentage went up to 76 out of 82 counties.
Yes. Yes.
So that this new voting bill that's just going into effect will remedy these hardcore, long-established deprivations. And I look for great progress on the local level toward correcting some of the problems that now must engage national organizations or the federal government. I look for, as soon as we get voting, I look for problems with sheriffs and judges and local elected officials to decline, because they won't have those kind of sheriffs.
Well, you know, Roy Wilkins, I recall in your speech on the March on Washington on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in 1963 on August 28th, when you said, as many congressmen sat in front of you, that we want to get this Civil Rights Act passed because we're going to help free some of our southern congressmen. Because you knew that their hearts were right and they wanted to vote right, but politically it would be suicidal to vote their convictions. And I said to someone, and speaking in the USI lecture here recently, they asked, well, what will happen to many southern congressmen when the Negro gets and uses wisely the right to vote? And I says, well, I expect some of these congressmen become some of the greatest liberals in the United States Senate and House of Representatives, because I think that they would like to vote their convictions.
Some of them will retire.
Yeah, and some of them will retire, and this is perhaps as it should be. But I do think that the voting rights section cannot be overemphasized, because herein is really the heart and the guts of a democracy.